introducing Sara Melzer. And Sara, you've written a book about your aunt, and it's The Cry of Hinda.
Yes, sir.
So if you could explain...
Hinda Goldberg, Landa.
If we could just explain a little bit about your very special aunt.
אז לפני שנתיים, בתחילת הקורונה,
2 years ago, at the beginning of COVID-19,
אני מקבלת סרט מעיר הולדתי.
I got a movie, a film from my hometown,
Novi Sad. ואני רואה בסרט את הכיכר העיר, ועומדים בשלושה קצוות של העיר, עומדים פולנים מבוגרים.
I see the town square, and in 3 corners there are standing elder people from the town.
Polish
people, right.
והם מספרים שעל האקציה הנוראה שהייתה ב-29 באפריל ב-1942 בעיר.
And they are telling about the terrible action that was in April
29 באפריל.
29th in 1942 in the town.
והם מספרים שהקלגס הנאצי בעיר אסף 400 איש מתוך רשימות של הספרייה, את האינטליגנציה.
Yeah. And they are telling that the Nazis gathered into this center 400 Jewish people from the intelligence, and they got their names from the library, because people who took books from the library were the most intelligent people in the town.
ואמר להם שירקדו את ריקוד המוות לפני הרצח שהוא יצא.
And he told them to dance the death dance before they will be murdered.
וכשאני שומעת את הסיפור, ואני שומעת את השם שהם אומרים, שהשם הוא הינדה גולדברג, אז אני מבינה שזו הדודה שלי, שזה אחות של אמא שלי, אחות צעירה של אמא שלי.
And when I hear the names, I suddenly hear that they are mentioning Hinda Goldberg, and Hinda Goldberg was my mother's youngest sister. So I understand that they are telling about my aunt.
ואני נזכרתי שכשב-1946, כשחזרנו לפולין, לעיר הולדתי, אני מצאתי קבוצה של ניצולים שאמרו לי, כולם נרצחו, אבל הינדה צעקה.
And then I remember that when we returned to Poland in 1946, and we came to my hometown, Novi Sad, I heard from people that they said all the people were murdered, but Hinda cried.
ואני נסערתי, הייתי בהתרגשות כזאת גדולה כשראיתי את הסרט, שלא יכולתי למצוא מנוחה.
When I saw the film, I became so excited and restless. I couldn't find rest to my soul after I saw this movie.
והחלטתי לנסות לצייר. והתחלתי, לקחתי אלבום, ומעניין שאת האלבום קנתה לי שרה שוהם. אני התחלתי לצייר באלבום קטן.
So I couldn't find rest to my soul, and I didn't know what to do with all these memories. So I decided to start and paint. And I took an album, an artist album, and I started to paint in this album.
וסיפרתי את זה לכל מי שיכולתי, כל הזמן הייתי
And
מספרת.
I kept telling this story to anyone who was ready to listen.
והבת דודה של נילי הגיעה וראתה את האלבום הקטן, שזה היה אלבום קטן כזה,
It was like this.
לא, יותר קטן, כזה,
Smaller.
כזה,
Yeah.
כזה קטן. אז היא אמרה, מה זה כזה קטן? והיא הביאה לי אלבום גדול.
It was my cousin Sara who saw the small album, and she told Sara, "Why are you painting in such a small album?" And she brought her a big album to paint the story.
כן. והתחלתי לספר.
מה היא צעקה?
ומה היא צעקה? וואי, זה שכחנו להגיד.
בטח, זה הכי חשוב. And what did she cry? What was her cry? This is the most important thing.
היא אמרה, בדם היהודי אתם לא תנצחו את המלחמה. ילדינו בדורות הבאים ינקמו בכם.
She told them, with the Jewish blood, you won't win the war. Our generations to come will take revenge on you.
זה שוטר.
ואז
And
הם
then they shoot her.
רצחו אותה ואחר כך את כולם.
אבל זה שוטר.
And then they shot her and they shot all the others, but her cry sounded in the city.
והפולנים האלה מספרים את זה
And these
עכשיו.
Polish people are telling it after so many years because they still hear the sound of her cry.
כן. אז התחלתי קודם כל, לא ידעתי קודם את הגטו. חשבתי גטו והצעקה שלה. לא הייתי מרוצה מזה. אז אמרתי, אני רוצה לצייר אולי איך הכיכר נראתה אחרי שרצחו אותה.
She started with the ghetto, she didn't like it, so then she said maybe to show how the square looked after the murder.
ואחר כך התחלתי עוד פעם.
And then back again, you can see the word Hinda here.
And the date, 29th of the 1st.
Yeah, and also
the Nazi insignia, the swastika.
ואחר כך אמרתי, לא, זה לא מספיק. עוד
felt it
פעם,
was not
ניסיתי, אולי אחרת, עוד צעקה.
she tried another cry of Hinda.
ואולי עוד פעם, משהו עוד יותר, שיביע את
To
הצעקה.
show her cry and the German standing and she's telling him you won't win the war with our Jewish blood.
ועוד פעם, לא יכולתי
And
להירגע
another
כל
cry.
הזמן.
All the time she's crying through the paintings, through the book.
ועוד פעם, אולי זה יותר
And she
חזק.
writes, Hinda is screaming. It's not just crying, it's a scream. It's a scream.
Yes.
It's much more than a cry, it's a scream. She's screaming.
וכאן ציירתי רק אותה, וכאן כתוב שגם הפולנים זוכרים את ה...
And here she painted just Hinda screaming, and she says, the scream of Hinda is still echoing, and it's still
מזעזע,
shaking in our days. Even the Poles who are giving testimony about her, and they called her that she was a great heroine, and she was the only heroine in this terrible act.
ואז אמרתי לעצמי, כבר לא יכולתי כל כך הרבה, מה היא הייתה הינדה בשבילי?
And then she decided to tell about this Hinda before. What was she before the war? You could hear the scream before, but she said before the war. I remember our relationship before the war. So
he was for me.
Here you can see the aunt and her.
ופה אני מספרת איך היא הייתה מארחת אותנו, אותי ואת אחי משה, אצלה בביתה בחופשות
And here how she was hosting them in summer vacation when they were out of school.
וכאן איך שהייתה משתפת אותנו אני לא רואה
And
פה.
here they would do gardening together.
כן, והיא הייתה מלמדת אותנו איך
She taught them how
אסתטיקה של
the
הבית.
aesthetics of home, one can see.
נכון. וכאן
She was
הייתה
playing the
מנגנת.
violin to
כן,
them.
הייתה מנגנת בכינור.
She was playing the violin. And here how they were sitting around the
Okay.
table at her home.
אותנו כן, מארחת לארוחה. וכאן זה הסיפור, איך רואים, זה הנכדה של, כן, אני לא רואה, זה
כן,
הנכדה
כן.
של הרמה?
Okay. Here you can see the granddaughter.
כן. איך אמרו לי שאני הנכדה של
Yes.
הרמה.
Of the Ramah.
כן. וזה כאן נודע ביהודה, יחזקאל
Yes.
לנדאו.
From Prague.
Yeah, from
Okay.
Prague, and this is the Rema from Krakow,
כן.
because they are descendants of
Okay.
these two great rabbis.
אני לא רואה פה.
פה זה הבית with the drawers,
Okay.
the nice. עין טובה
וכאן
רואה את
הביקור
הנולד.
בבית הכנסת של הרמה.
And here when they were at the shul of the Rema, and she's showing
וכאן-
decorations.
מה היה שם לציורים בבית הכנסת?
The decorations in the synagogue of the Rama.
It's her painting.
And what is this? This is Krakow, the
כן,
town,
זה קרקוב, כן.
the city, the big city
כן.
of Krakow.
ואיך שרואים פה, יהודי בא עם הנכד, עם הבן שלו.
Yes, and you can see how a Jewish father comes with his son.
יש פה משהו, פתאום, יש לי בלבול, פה צריכה להיות התהלוכה הקתולית.
אולי אחר כך.
חייב גם אחר כך.
What is this?
וכשאנחנו יוצאים מבית הכנסת, פתאום אנחנו רואים תהלוכה קתולית.
And when they come out of the synagogue, out of shul, they see a Catholic parade?
Procession.
Procession.
Procession is a better word, yes.
והם קוראים מתוך התהלוכה, יהודים לפלסטינה,
And they
יהודים
are
לפלסטינה.
shouting, Jews to Palestine, Jews to Palestine.
אז כבר התחילה
Then it
האנטישמיות.
was the beginning of
זה
anti-Semitism
38, זה
in
בדיוק.
38.
ופה אני מתארת איך היינו יוצאים לטיולים שונים.
How they would go on different trips. And here you can see
איך עשינו חיים טובים
how they had very good life with her
עם
aunt.
הדודה. עושים
Yes.
כל מיני דברים,
Yes.
אפילו התעמלויות שונות.
Some gym, yeah.
וביקורים בעיירה, בעיר, בטרופיה, בכפר,
They went to the village with her. They used to
וגם
travel around,
כן,
go to
מסביב לוויליצ'קה,
peaceful,
כן.
nice places.
כן,
These are the beautiful places
כן.
that they used to
כן.
visit.
ואם אנחנו מגיעים, הנה לקרקוב,
And here is Krakow, the big city.
Yes, this is the way she relaxed herself.
Sure.
By painting.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
וביקורים במוזיאונים,
And they visited museums,
וזה לזקופנה,
and they went to Zakopane, which is a place of leisure.
כן, ושוטפים את העיניים ביופי של האגם מורסקה אוקו, בזקופנה,
And they
יש
were-
מקום נפלא.
And how do you say Agam? A place like Kinneret, the lake.
The lake.
The lake.
מורסקה אוקו.
Yeah. They went to the
ועוד
lake.
פעם
You see the
מסתכלים,
beautiful colors
Beautiful
and the
colors.
beautiful
Beautiful.
view.
It's magnificent.
beautiful view, עוד פעם the beautiful view.
It just encapsulates. It's so beautiful.
Yeah.
וכאן כתוב שכל
And all this-
היופי הזה
All this beauty was cut
Cut
down
down. Just
suddenly with the breakout of the war in the 1st
September.
of September 1939.
Wow.
Wow.
And that's the end.
Wow.
The end of childhood, the end of beauty.
כן. ועוד,
What it,
Ay,
burning Belzec, where the whole family was exterminated. 10,000 Jews from the ghetto were killed. Oh, my son.
זה אומר, זה ציטוט של... ציטוט...
אורי צבי גרינברג.
אורי צבי גרינברג.
The great poet Uri Tzvi Grimber said, my son, and forget that there in Belzec there is a mizbeach, how do you say? An altar.
altar.
There is an altar.
כן.
And we know who was sacrificed on this altar.
ואימא שלו נרצחה שם.
Yes.
his mother was.
His mother was murdered there. And this is the burning candle.
כן. בלז'ץ. וכאן,
And then it starts your story.
כן. ומתחיל הסיפור החדש.
Yeah.
וזה איך אנחנו בורחים.
Oh,
And
that's
this
how
is
you,
the,
with the wagon.
yes, with the wagon.
כן.
Mother with 6 children
Yes.
on the way to nowhere.
כן. ופה הגענו לסיביר.
Yeah, and
והם
that is,
אומרים לנו מכאן לשום מקום לא
yeah.
תצאו.
And this is Siberia.
ואומרים, תגידי את זה, עוד
Yes,
מכאן לא
here they
תצאו.
say, from here there is nowhere to go.
And the second say you will not.
Yeah.
וזה הבית.
And that's the house where they lived in Siberia.
והפכנו להיות חוטבי עצים ושואבי
Yeah.
מים.
And how they became woodcutters and bringing water from the well.
וכאן הידיים, איך שקפו
And that's
הידיים.
her father's
And
hand,
hands.
which were frozen in the cold when he went to cut. And that's the Marx book.
כן.
Sure.
Was the
Yeah,
only
that was
paper they had.
the only
so they
paper.
were writing
Amazing.
between the lines.
כן.
Incredible.
ופה, איך
That's
שאבא
when you
נתן
went-
את השעון.
He gave
And that's how
his watch,
her
his
father
gold
gave
watch.
his watch to the man so that he would take them 90 kilometers to the tundra.
And that saved your life. That
Yes.
saved
Yeah.
you.
וזה שנפרדנו מסבא על ידי,
Uh,
עם שמו בקרש, על קרש עץ בתלולית.
The name here is Eliezer Weinfeld. This is the piece of wood they put on her grandfather's grave when he passed away from dysentery in the taiga, and they left him there under this sign, and they couldn't even sit 7 days to commemorate
They
him.
had to leave, yeah.
Yeah, they had to leave. Unless it was too late. And this is the
Tundra.
gold mine.
The gold mine.
זהו, אז זה כבר היה.
No,
Yes.
okay, no, it's a
Get
tour.
to the end. Yes.
It's so beautiful. It's
And this
unbelievable
is
what
again-
you've done, Sarah.
And this is again the gold mine.
Sarah, it's so
In
gifted.
Bodaibo.
So
She made all the
Yeah. And the documents, these
those are the two
postcards that
unbelievable.
were sent from Siberia to her aunt.
וזה החברות היקותיות שלי,
And
שהייתי
that's,
צועדת איתן לבית הספר 8
and
קילומטר.
that's her
Wow.
friends who accompanied her 8 kilometers on the way to school.
זהו. אבל כל אותו זמן לא ידענו ולא שמענו.
And all this time they knew nothing about the Holocaust and about the murder of the Jews in Europe. They had no idea. They were disconnected from the world.
וחשבנו, עכשיו, אולי להוסיף רק שהיינו אמורים לצאת משם כשנשוב לפולין, לקרובי המשפחה. איזה סבל עבר עלינו.
Yes, they were ready to go back in repatriation to Poland, and they were thinking, what will they tell to their relatives about the troubles and the sufferings that they had while they were in Siberia? And they were expecting to hear from the relatives what they went through at the same time.
Yes.
Unfortunately, none of them survived. And this is again the scream. You can see the scream in 1942. The scream of, is it again Hinda? Or?
No.
These are your relatives, all the relatives who were murdered in
Melzer.
1942. Burning, brothers burning, the
Shira.
yes, this song that expresses the burning of the shtetl, the burning of the Jewish people in Europe.
וכאן העיר ריקה.
And now Novi Tzanz, my hometown, is empty from Jews and all my family murdered. Nobody remained. But Hinda screamed. And this is what people still tell today about her scream. You won't win with the Jewish blood.
העיר הריקה.
And this is the empty town. And these are the chimneys with the smoke going to heaven.
ושוב כולם נרצחו.
And then all my family, all my families, all my relatives were murdered, but Hinda screamed. And this is again the scream.
The scream.
Yeah. And you can see the smoke in Belzec, which was a terrible extermination camp.
עוד פעם
And again, Hinda is screaming. And this is the same
כן.
painting we saw before, and she says,
לזכרם.
the earth should not cover their blood, and there will be no room for my scream. So the scream will echo in the world
Yes.
endlessly.
איזה יופי, איך שאת מתרגמת.
הנה אחיך צועקים.
And at the end, these are the photographs of
איך אנחנו מגיעים לפולין.
how we come to Poland,
כן. ואיך אנחנו מתגייסים.
and then we are mobilized to the Israeli army.
ופה זה פלדפינג, ואני...
This is where they got the training for the Israeli army.
But this is still this is in the DP camp.
כן,
Yeah.
In Bavaria.
in Bavaria, in Feldafing,
In Bavaria.
near Eichstätt.
Sarah, can we go just one page back?
Yes.
The picture before, that was in Poland. This is this picture from Poland?
Yes.
It's amazing, these pictures.
This is from the DP camp.
כן. ופה אני מלמדת עוד
And here she is still teaching in the kindergarten and elementary school.
כן.
And this is already in Israel,
No.
where they are in uniform.
כן, זה עוד שם.
It's still in the DP camp.
It's still in the DP camp
Yeah.
in Bavaria.
Yeah.
זהו.
יפה. בואי נרוץ לסטודיו.
And this is the house.
היום יום שישי.
Dov.
This is the house.
This is the.
נולדתי.
Here
She was born.
she was born.
Okay, and
זה הרחוב.
the
And
Harachov.
this is the street.
She's going back now there with her exhibition.
כן.
Yeah.
יאללה.
Wow.
She's going back to Poland.
Sarah Todara Baraba. And on the cover,
רבה תונילי.
Sarah, the cover, that's the picture of with the scream of.
Yes.
Yes, this is the scream of Hinda.
May her memory be for eternal blessing.
Oh. Oh.